he's the guy that I bought the amplifier for my loop, my receiving loop, and he reckons that going up in the air doesn't make a great deal of difference for reception, Roger.
Yeah, well, I've read different to that, and a friend of mine in Nuneaton, Gerald, G4AXP, he's also built a loop. We built them about the same time, and he's got a two-turn loop tuned with a vacuum cap, and it's for 160 meters, and to start with he was actually using it in his house, inside his house in the spare bedroom, and it was working particularly well on 160 meters. They were really getting good reports on it, and then when he put it outside down at, you know, about a few feet off the ground, similar to mine, its performance dropped off quite a bit. It's not working as well. And, you know, I've done a lot of reading about them, and it does actually help if you get them up a little bit, at least, say, 10, 15 feet to the bottom, Dave, depending on what band you're on. I think it definitely helps to elevate them a bit, Dave, over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, I can't really argue with you, because I've never had mine higher than it is at the moment. Mine's only about 3 or 4 feet up in the air, the top loop anyhow. And but he's talking about reception only, of course. He's only talking about reception, and he's not talking about transmit. So, it's interesting. Well, suck it and see is the answer, Dave. It'll be interesting to see if the reception does improve if you do get it up a bit higher, Roger.
Yeah, I mean, you probably you need to. I'm a firm believer in aerials and reciprocals, transmit and receive. But you don't notice that it's receiving a better signal because, you know, it's all variable. The band changes day to day, minute to minute. So you don't really notice that you're getting 3 dB more on receive or 6 dB more, but you are. You know, you need to be very careful to do the proper measurements, Dave, to fully appreciate that it is working better on receive. I think that's probably what could fool people, Dave, over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, as I say, I've never done any comparative tests on mine. I don't know whether you've visited his website. It'd be interesting for you to have a look. His call sign is Lima Zulu 1 Alpha Quebec. He's some sort of doctor of electronics or something, and he's gone into a great deal of detail about it, loads and loads of test results and measurements and things. It'd be very interesting for you to have a look. But of course you've already done it anyhow. You've already built your loop, but it'd be interesting to see what you think of it. Anyhow, I know that Frank's listening, so do you want to stay with us, Dave? I'm sure Frank would be interested in having a few overs with you. Or if you do need to rush off, then please let me know, Dave. Roger?
Yeah. At the moment, but yeah, I'll have a look at LZ1AQ's page, and yeah, I can stay on the frequency for a while, Dave. I can certainly join in for a while if that's okay. G4HXC listening.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, we'll be glad of the company, Dave. G0GSR with G4HXC, Mike 0 Sierra Bravo Zulu listening. Go ahead, Frank.
Yeah, good morning to Dave. Good morning to Dave. And Peter's around too. I heard Peter calling in at Dalton. You must have heard him, Dave. Dave, G4HXC, good morning to you. My name is Frank, G0GSR. I'm in Tavistock in the southwest, not far from the city of Plymouth. And you've got some tiny little audio glitches in your audio. I presume you're in some form of SDR with the software running on the PC. But every now and again there's a little audio glitch, a little hole in the audio. I wonder whether you're copying, Dave, G4HXC from G0GSR.
Yeah, G0GSR, G4HXC. I think you said the name was Mike. I'm not quite sure. But yeah. I can hear the glitches on the receiver as well. A couple of reasons for that. I haven't fully got my head around Power SDR yet, and it keeps changing on me. I don't quite know how you meant to save your parameters, but I have a feeling that I might be able to pull it up while I'm talking, actually. Just have a look, hang on, see what buffers I've got in. DSP, yeah, 512, transmit, yeah, you see, it changes again, yeah. I might be able to improve that in a minute, but I won't try and do it while I'm talking, but yeah. See your buffer on the in the DSP. And the other thing is the audio card that I've got in SDR. I didn't realise there were two clock frequencies you get, and the audio card, the codec card that I've bought and fitted, has got the wrong clock frequency on it, so that's given me a few glitches as well. So still work in progress. Mike, is it Mike? I'm not sure. From G4HXC.
Yeah, okay, Dave. No, the name is Frank. I think we may have spoken before, Dave, so nice to work again anyway. Not terribly strong this morning, so I'll be copying me. Anyway, I think I heard Peter, so I'll just pass it over to Dave, but just be aware that, sorry, MCRSPZ, Dave, just be aware that I think Peter called in. G0GSR over to Dave SBZ.
Roger, yes, okay, Frank, thanks for that. Let me, I'll talk Peter in just a second. But, yeah, that's, I think you've made an excellent job of that, Dave. It really is neat and tidy. It's a sort of job my mate Keith has done for me with my loops, although I didn't put my electronics in a Tupperware box. I take it that Tupperware box is sounds like a good idea. But it really does look, it looks a bit like a work of art, doesn't it? Rather than, you see these people with, who have made loops a bit to wire and things, they really don't look very good at all, a bit Heath Robinson-ish, but yours looks very, very neat and tidy, Dave. I'm well impressed with that. Anyhow, let's put it round to Peter and call him in, and very good morning to you, Peter. I hope you're well. MW0, and you can pass it to Dave, if you would, then, Peter. MW0GYV in the group.
Got fed up waiting, Dave, I think.
Say again?
I think he must have got fed up waiting. I did hear him.
Yeah, MW0GYV, MW0GYV, M0BZ and company listening.
Peter, are you the G0GSR calling? No, he's gone, Dave.
Oh dear, I hope he ain't gone up in a cloud of smoke. Anyhow, round to you then, Dave. G4HXC in the group M0SBZ.
M0SBZ and the group G4HXC. Yeah, okay, I've increased the buffer size. I hope it much. But yeah, I've still got to get my head around an awful lot on this Power SDR. I can't quite understand the way it saves profiles. I'm used to programs that are like sticky. You change something and it stays changed until you change it again. This, I don't know, every now and then this will seem to reset itself. I think there's a default setting and I need to set my default setting. I don't know. The trouble with open software and no real instructions, you kind of read different people's ways of setting it up. You don't really get a handbook that says do this, if you see what I mean. But there you go. Frank, yeah, I think we have spoken before. Frank, I think I've spoken to you on 40 meters in the past. I'm not quite sure, but you're coming in about 5 and 9. You're a bit stronger than Dave, but both there's quite a bit of QSB on my signal as well. So I hope you got all of that, Frank. I'll pass it back to you, and maybe we can leave a pause and see if it's there. G0GSR in the group, G4HXC.
MW0GYV.
Good morning, Peter. Please say hello.
Please say hello. Indeed. Good morning, Dave and Frank. And Dave, in Bridgend direct, and you sound quite nice to me. Maybe some sort of echo effect sort of thing on the microphone, I don't know, but good signal anyway. I'm going to pass it back to Frank because I don't know what order you've selected, and you can put me right. MW0GYD listening.
Okay, Peter. Well, very good morning to you anyway. Yeah, copying everybody fine this morning. I'm using the usual web SDRs, etc. And today's HXC, I think the glitching is slightly improved, but I still heard one or two. So it's still not completely cleared. But I've never run that software, so I have no idea how it works, etc. In fact, I don't think it'll even run on my computer at all. I've tried it, and it just will not work because I don't run Windows. That's not helping any. But it looks a lovely aerial, Dave. It really is fantastic. I've had a look on your pictures on your QRZ.com page, and very well done. It looked excellent. I've thrown away more vacuum capacitors than I care to admit to. There you go. I'll tell you that now. Most of them were actually a little bit bigger than that one, and really they were too big for amateur use. That's why they were scrapped. But it seems a shame, doesn't it? But that's a confession I have to make. Over to Dave, I think. M0SPZ with a group from G0GSR.
Yeah, Roger Frank, G0GSR, M0SPZ returning to the group. Yeah, well, your vacuum capacitors are probably a foot in diameter and 3 foot long, Frank. But not the sort of thing, as you say, for amateur use. But yeah, compliments, Dave. It really does look very, very good indeed. So neat and tidy, and a sort of thing that you'd be proud to put at the top of your garden. But look up old LZ1AQ's website, and he's got loads of stuff and experiments and data that he's done, and you can download it all as PDF files and have a bit of a read of it all, and see what you think. But it's not for transmit. He's only dealing with receive-only loops, and mine does work exceptionally well. Now I know Frank has had doesn't work very well at all. Maybe you could talk about that on your next show, Frank. But he didn't build the loop, but with the hardware that I built mine with and that you built yours with. Frank used some wire stuff. I think. But you can talk to Dave about that on your next over. But Frank hasn't had the same sort of results that you and I have had, Dave. Right, as regards to software and stuff, well, yeah, I'm still playing with this new Frank and Peter, and it really is quite special, no doubt about it. But I spent a couple of hours yesterday, and I got a really good sounding setup, and I thought, right, before I do anything else, save it, and I saved it, and all was well. And then, so I felt very, very chuffed that I'd spent a lot of time and got this thing to sound very good. And then I thought, oh, well, I'll just change the name of that file. So when I changed the name, it disappeared. So I went storming off to bed. I think that's probably why I didn't sleep very well. So rule number one is when you've saved something in this program anyhow, don't attempt to change its name, otherwise it will lose it. Right. Thanks to Peter, Dave. A G4 M0SPZ.
M0SPZ in the group G4HXC. Yeah, okay, yeah, all copied, well, mostly all copied, a bit difficult at times when it's fading a bit, and good morning to Peter. I'm not sure if we've worked with 9, but dropping down at the moment, and it's a bit difficult to copy them. And it's worse than it normally does. I don't quite know what
10 to 30 megahertz. 10 to 30 megahertz.
I hear very bad glitches on receive. I had a couple of other programs open that I've closed down, and yeah, I think Windows, I've realised that Windows 10, or any Windows program for that matter, is the wrong software to try and do things like SDR radio with, because it must be all interrupt driven. The whole thing's got to be done in real time. So, I mean, the amount of interrupts this thing must be generating at the moment must be colossal. And Windows, if you've got other programs open and all the rest of it, I've tried increasing the priority that our SDR gets to a higher level, but that made absolutely no difference. But I think one of my problems now is this audio codec board, so that'll be the next thing to have a go at. Anyway, gents, if you'll excuse me, I'll say some of these trees, I'll leave you to it, and I'll see if I can finally get my head around how to make the configuration stay put in this program. So I think it's Peter. I think it's going around to Peter. So I'll pass it around to you, Peter. I'll just little once round, but if there's nothing I need to answer, then I won't come back. Please miss me out of the round next time. But I will listen once round. 73 to everybody, and thanks for the chat this morning. Mike Whiskey Zero, Golf Yankee Victor, Golf 4 Hotel X-Ray Charlie.